In a world where kindness is often seen as a virtue, we seldom stop to ponder, can there be too much of a good thing? Welcome to our exploration of balance and wisdom. Today we delve into a topic that challenges conventional wisdom. Are you being too kind? Together we will uncover 5 critical lessons about how excessive kindness can sometimes lead us astray, leaving us vulnerable or unappreciated. Join us as we embark on this journey, seeking the fine line between generosity and self-preservation. For in understanding this balance, we find true wisdom and strength. So let us begin with an open mind and a quest for deeper insight. Today, we turn our gaze to a profound and often overlooked aspect of human behavior, the paradox that lies at the heart of kindness. It's a concept that challenges our deepest notions of benevolence and goodwill. Kindness, universally celebrated as a virtue, is a cornerstone of human connection and empathy. It's the thread that weaves our social fabric, fostering trust, cooperation, and compassion. Yet beneath this noble surface lies a complex and sometimes contradictory reality. Can our acts of kindness, however well-intentioned, lead to unforeseen and perhaps unfavorable outcomes? To unravel this paradox, we must first understand the multifaceted nature of kindness. It's a gesture, an attitude, a way of engaging with the world. But when does this admirable trait start to walk the fine line between altruism and self-compromise? Consider the scenario where our generosity of spirit is met not with gratitude, but with an increasing demand for more, where our desire to help becomes an open invitation for dependence, or worse, exploitation. This is where the paradox becomes evident. In our pursuit to be kind, we may inadvertently find ourselves trapped in a cycle where our efforts are no longer appreciated, but expected, and our own needs and well-being become secondary. Psychologically, this paradox stems from a myriad of factors. It could be rooted in our inherent need to be liked, to feel valued, or perhaps in a deeper, more subconscious desire to find meaning and purpose in the service of others. But there's a fine line here, the balance between selfless kindness and self-respect. It beckons the question, are we being kind because it's a true expression of ourselves, or because we seek approval, acceptance, or fear confrontation? This conundrum is not new. Philosophers, thinkers, and spiritual leaders throughout history have grappled with this very question. From the Stoics who preached moderation in all things, to Eastern philosophies that emphasize harmony and balance, the message is clear. Unbounded kindness can lead to an erosion of one's sense of self. In our contemporary world, this paradox manifests in myriad ways. In the workplace, where the line between being a team player and being taken advantage of is often blurred. In personal relationships, where unconditional kindness might sometimes seed resentment or imbalance. So, how do we navigate this complex terrain? The answer lies in cultivating a kind of wisdom, a deeper understanding of ourselves, our motivations, and the boundaries that define healthy, reciprocal interactions. As we continue our exploration into the nuanced world of kindness, let's journey back in time. History, in its vast expanse, holds countless wisdoms and narratives that shape our understanding of human virtues, including kindness. Every era, every civilization has had its own interpretation of kindness. These historical perspectives offer us a rich tapestry of insights into how kindness has been perceived and practiced across ages and cultures. In the philosophies of the ancient world, kindness was often contemplated and discussed. The Greeks spoke of philanthropia, a love for humanity that was seen as an intrinsic part of virtue. The Stoics, meanwhile, advocated for kindness grounded in reason and moderation. In Eastern traditions, such as those seen in ancient China and India, kindness was intertwined with moral duty and harmony. The concept of Ren in Confucianism, emphasizing benevolence towards others, and the principle of ahimsa, or non-harm in Hinduism and Buddhism, reflect a deep-rooted value placed on kindness. Moving through the annals of history, the world's major religions have always held kindness as a central tenet. Christianity's golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Islam's emphasis on compassion and charity, and the Jewish concept of chesed, or loving kindness, all resonate with the fundamental principle of treating others with kindness. Moreover, the themes of kindness have been a recurrent motif in literature and art. From the benevolent acts in Shakespeare's plays to the compassionate characters in Dickens' novels, these works have mirrored and shaped societal views on kindness. As we moved through the Renaissance, into the Enlightenment, and through the modern era, the expression and understanding of kindness evolved. It reflected the changing social, economic, and political landscapes, always mirroring the human condition and its complexities. These historical perspectives bring a profound understanding to our present-day discourse on kindness. They remind us that while the essence of kindness remains constant, its expression and interpretation are fluid, shaped by the times and contexts in which they exist. In pondering these ancient wisdoms and teachings, we gain not just historical knowledge, but a deeper, more nuanced understanding of what it means to be kind in our own time.
As we navigate the intricate landscape of kindness, it becomes essential to understand the role of psychological boundaries. Boundaries, often unseen, play a crucial role in how we interact with the world and protect our inner selves. Today, we explore the concept of psychological boundaries, the invisible lines that define where we end and others begin. These boundaries are the guardians of our mental and emotional well-being, yet are often overlooked in the pursuit of kindness. Psychological boundaries are the limits we set on our interactions with others. They are the personal space of our psyche, essential for our mental health and self-respect. These boundaries allow us to separate our thoughts, feelings, and needs from those of others. Healthy boundaries help us to say no without guilt, to ask for what we need, and to not feel responsible for others' emotions. They enable us to give generously, but not at the cost of our own well-being. When our boundaries are weak or unclear, we risk losing ourselves in the act of pleasing others. This can lead to emotional exhaustion, resentment, and a feeling of being taken for granted. In extreme cases, it can even expose us to emotional manipulation and abuse. Setting and maintaining healthy boundaries is both an art and a skill. It involves self-awareness, clear communication, and the courage to honor our own needs and limitations. It's about finding the balance between empathy for others and self-care. Kindness does not mean dissolving our boundaries. On the contrary, it thrives when we respect our own limits and those of others. By protecting our boundaries, we ensure that our acts of kindness come from a place of strength and genuine compassion, not obligation or fear. As we reflect on our own boundaries, let us ask ourselves, are we respecting our own limits as we strive to be kind? Are we nurturing our well-being as we care for others? The answers to these questions lie at the heart of a balanced, healthy approach to kindness. In understanding and respecting psychological boundaries, we find the key to a kind and compassionate life that honors both ourselves and those around us. We turn our attention to a powerful, yet challenging aspect of human interaction, the art of saying no. This simple word, often laden with guilt and hesitation, is a critical component of self-care and personal boundaries. In our journey of kindness, we often overlook the importance of declining requests that conflict with our values, capacities, or well-being. Yet the ability to say no is fundamental to maintaining balance and respecting our own limits. Why is saying no so challenging? It often stems from a deep-seated desire to be liked, to avoid conflict, or from the fear of disappointing others. But constantly acquiescing can lead to stress, resentment, and a loss of self. When we say yes when we want to say no, we give away a piece of ourselves. Over time, this can erode our sense of self-worth and lead to burnout. Learning to say no brings numerous benefits. It creates space for us to say yes to things that truly matter, helps us set healthy boundaries, and fosters a sense of empowerment and self-respect. So, how do we say no effectively? It begins with understanding our own limits and values. Communicate your refusal clearly and respectfully, without over-explaining or feeling compelled to offer a justification. The art of saying no is not about being unkind or selfish. It's about finding the balance between generosity towards others and self-preservation. It's a skill that requires practice, self-awareness, and sometimes, courage. As we reflect on our own experiences, let us consider the moments when saying no could have protected our energy and well-being. Let us learn to embrace the power of no as an act of kindness towards ourselves. In mastering the art of saying no, we cultivate a life of balance, respect, and true kindness, not only towards others, but also towards ourselves. We venture into the delicate balance between empathy and self-sacrifice. While both stem from a place of kindness, understanding their distinction is crucial for maintaining our well-being and relationships. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, is a cornerstone of meaningful connections. But when does this empathy cross over into self-sacrifice, where we begin to neglect our own needs and desires? Empathy is about being emotionally present and supportive. It's listening, understanding, and connecting with others' experiences without losing sight of our own identity and boundaries. True empathy empowers both the giver and receiver. It's a shared journey that respects the autonomy and emotional space of everyone involved. Self-sacrifice, on the other hand, occurs when our acts of kindness start to deplete us. It's when we prioritize others' needs to the extent that we compromise our well-being, often leading to resentment, burnout, or a loss of self. Excessive self-sacrifice can harm our relationships and self-esteem. It can create dependency and hinder the growth and autonomy of those we are trying to help. In the long run, it's unsustainable and can erode the very essence of our kindness. Finding the balance between empathy and self-sacrifice involves self-awareness and respect for our own limits. It means offering support without losing ourselves in the process. It's about giving, but not at the expense of our own health and happiness. Let's reflect on our own experiences. Are we practicing empathy in a way that uplifts both ourselves and others? Are we mindful of not crossing into self-sacrifice that diminishes our well-being? In navigating the fine line between empathy and self-sacrifice, we discover the art of compassionate kindness, one that honors both ourselves and those around us. In our journey through the facets of kindness, we now turn our focus inward to the role of self-kindness. This often neglected aspect of kindness is crucial for our overall well-being and ability to be kind to others. Self-kindness is the act of being as caring and compassionate towards ourselves as we are towards others. It's recognizing our worth and treating ourselves with the same empathy and understanding we offer to the world. What does self-kindness entail? It involves acknowledging our needs, allowing ourselves to rest, forgiving our mistakes, and celebrating our successes. It's about nurturing our growth and happiness. True self-kindness challenges the notion that self-care is selfish. It reframes it as an essential practice that enables us to be more present and effective in our kindness towards others. When we practice self-kindness, we experience numerous benefits. We build resilience, enhance our self-esteem, and create a foundation of inner peace and strength. This, in turn, allows us to extend our kindness to others from a place of abundance, not depletion. Yet, practicing self-kindness is not always straightforward. We often grapple with internalized beliefs that equate self-care with selfishness or laziness. Overcoming these misconceptions is a key step in embracing self-kindness. To cultivate self-kindness, start with small daily acts of self-care. Set healthy boundaries, engage in activities that bring joy, and practice positive self-talk. Remember, being kind to yourself is a journey, not a destination. Let's remind ourselves that the way we treat ourselves sets the tone for how we interact with others. Self-kindness is not just a personal virtue, it's a gift to those around us. Today, we examine how excessive kindness can impact our personal and professional relationships, sometimes leading to imbalances or misunderstandings. Kindness is often the glue that binds us together, a gesture of goodwill and understanding. But when does this well-intentioned virtue start to imbalance the scales of our relationships? Kindness in relationships is about offering support, understanding, and generosity. However, when kindness becomes one-sided or excessive, it can create dynamics of dependency, taken for grantedness, and even resentment. In professional settings, being overly kind might lead to being undervalued or overburdened. In personal relationships, it can result in a lack of reciprocity and appreciation. Recognizing these unhealthy patterns is the first step towards rebalancing our relationships. It involves acknowledging when our kindness is not being reciprocated and understanding that mutual respect and appreciation are key to healthy interactions. Setting boundaries is crucial. It's about communicating our needs and expectations clearly. It's about knowing when to step back and allow others the space to contribute and reciprocate. Reciprocal kindness is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. It's a two-way street where both parties contribute, respect, and appreciate each other's efforts and presence. Reframing kindness in our relationships isn't about being less kind. It's about being kind in a way that is respectful to both ourselves and others. It's about finding harmony and balance in our interactions. As we reflect on the role of kindness in our relationships, let us strive for a balance where kindness is a shared journey, enhancing our connections with respect, love, and mutual support. We explore a concept deeply ingrained in our understanding of kindness, the myth of altruism. This myth suggests that true altruism requires self-neglect, but is this really the case? Altruism, the selfless concern for the well-being of others, is often celebrated as the pinnacle of kindness. However, the belief that it necessitates self-sacrifice is a myth that needs re-examination. Altruism, at its core, is about helping others without expecting anything in return. It's a noble act that can bring about social cohesion and personal fulfillment. Yet, the notion that altruism must involve self-sacrifice can be misleading. True altruism does not require us to neglect our own needs or well-being. When altruism is misinterpreted as self-neglect, it can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of personal identity. This misunderstood form of altruism can be unsustainable and even detrimental. Healthy altruism involves a balance between caring for others and caring for ourselves. It means understanding that our ability to help others is enhanced when we are physically and emotionally well. Challenging the myth of altruism involves embracing self-compassion. It's about recognizing that we can be generous and kind-hearted, while also honoring our own needs and boundaries. As we reflect on the nature of altruism, let us redefine it in a way that includes self-care and personal well-being. True altruism is not about self-neglect, but about a harmonious balance of giving and self-respect. We delve into the concept of resilience through moderation, a vital principle in the practice of kindness. It's about understanding that moderation, even in kindness, is key to our resilience and well-being. Moderation, often overlooked in our pursuit of virtues, is essential in ensuring that our acts of kindness are sustainable and beneficial, not only to others, but to ourselves as well. Kindness, while a noble quality, can lead to exhaustion if not practiced with moderation. It's about giving, but not to the point where it depletes our own resources. Moderation in kindness involves recognizing our limits and not overextending ourselves. It's about finding a healthy balance between altruism and self-preservation. Resilience is our ability to bounce back from adversity. By practicing kindness with moderation, we build resilience. We avoid burnout and maintain our capacity to face life's challenges with strength and composure. To practice moderation, start by setting clear boundaries. Learn to prioritize your tasks and responsibilities, and don't hesitate to take breaks and recharge when needed. The benefits of moderation are manifold. It leads to healthier relationships, sustained energy levels, and a more balanced approach to life's challenges. It allows us to be kind and compassionate without sacrificing our well-being. As we embrace moderation in our acts of kindness, we foster resilience within ourselves. It's a journey of understanding our capacities and honoring them, ensuring that our kindness is a source of strength, not a drain on our resources. Mindful generosity. A thoughtful approach to giving that considers the impact on both the giver and the receiver. It's about being generous in a way that is conscious, intentional, and balanced. Mindful generosity is about the quality, not just the quantity, of our giving. It involves being aware of our motivations, the needs of others, and the long-term effects of our generosity. True generosity is more than just material giving. It encompasses our time, attention, and compassion. Mindful generosity asks us to consider when, how, and why we give, ensuring our acts are genuinely helpful and sustainable. It's about recognizing that sometimes the best way to help is not always to give more, but to empower others, to listen, or to provide support in a way that fosters independence and growth. The impact of mindful generosity extends far beyond the immediate act. It builds stronger, more resilient communities. It fosters a sense of trust and mutual respect and creates a cycle of positive, sustainable giving. Practicing mindful generosity involves pausing and reflecting on our intentions and the needs of others. It means being present and engaged in our acts of giving and being aware of the broader consequences of our generosity. The benefits of mindful generosity are profound. It leads to deeper connections, a greater sense of purpose, and personal fulfillment. It ensures that our generosity enriches our lives and the lives of others in meaningful ways. As we cultivate mindful generosity, we learn that the greatest gifts often lie in the thoughtfulness of our actions. It's not just about giving more, but giving in a way that truly matters.
The wisdom of reciprocity, a fundamental aspect of human interaction and kindness. Reciprocity is not just about exchange. It's about creating a mutual, balanced flow of giving and receiving. True reciprocity is rooted in the understanding that healthy relationships, be they personal or communal, thrive on a balance where both parties feel valued and respected. In reciprocal relationships, kindness is a two-way street. It's about acknowledging that while it's important to give, it's equally important to be open to receiving. This balance is essential for sustainable and fulfilling connections. Reciprocity fosters a sense of fairness and equality. It allows relationships to flourish based on mutual respect and shared contributions. However, when reciprocity is lacking, relationships can become one-sided. This imbalance can lead to feelings of being taken for granted, resentment, or emotional fatigue. Cultivating reciprocity involves clear communication, understanding, and respect for each other's contributions. It's about appreciating what others bring to the table and being willing to offer our own gifts in return. The wisdom of reciprocity lies in recognizing that kindness is most effective when it's a shared journey. It's about creating a cycle of kindness where everyone involved is both a giver and a receiver.